everyone? I'm Jenny.
And I'm Jessie.
You're listening to Milkshakes and Ghosts. Welcome to Milkshakes and Ghosts. Now, this is a mother-daughter podcast where Jessie and I just drink milkshakes all day and we talk about everything spooky.
And if you made it this far with us, congratulations, because we're now on season 2.
What word? That's right, we're on season 2. Yeah, I'm so excited about that. And we're getting extra spooky this season.
We've got some really exciting stuff coming your way. It's not just ghosts anymore. This season, we'll be discussing UFOs, skinwalkers, Bigfoot, and so much more.
It's going to get super spooky up in here. What?
Also, we got a wonderful team working on new merch.
I love the new merch, you guys, and you're going to love it too. We've got Milkshakes and Ghosts t-shirts, keychains, coffee mugs, tumblers, Milkshakes and Ghosts mini gumball machines, and Milkshakes and Ghosts plush keychains. It is amazing.
The plush keychains are definitely my fave. The ghosts are super soft and fluffy. There's an adorable milkshake charm at the top of it too.
You know what? Those plush keychains are absolutely my fave too. I remember when our team put it together and I got the package in the mail and I opened the box, my mouth dropped and I think I called you screaming because they were so cute. They're just miniature ghosts, but they're fuzzy. It's adorable. It's my fave.
You were screaming so loud, I thought I got in trouble.
No, I was just excited. Like, I love ghosts as it is. So opening that box was just amazing to see all those little fuzzy white ghosts in there with all the little fur and then the little milkshakes at the top. It's so darn cute. You guys got to get it.
Yeah, when you were calling me, you were dancing while I was walking down the hall. And I'm like, what?
You started dancing too when you seen it?
Yeah. It was really weird. We did the same dance.
Yeah, that was really weird. And you didn't see me do it, but your brother did. So I started dancing. He thought it was weird. And then you came, you saw it, and you started doing the same exact dance without knowing that I was just doing that dance. That was funny.
Anyway, join Patreon for free merch.
Yeah, if you want these keychains and all the stuff we listed, definitely join Patreon. Patreon's the only way you're going to get that. And you guys, hello, it's free. Patreon has so many cool benefits, from free merch to being Patreon of the month. Every month, we try to feature a new Patreon of the month on our Instagram and all our other socials as well.
Plus, you'll get added to our Instagram close friends group and get to see cool spooky stuff on our IG that no one else can see.
That's right. It's only you. Hello, if you join Patreon, you will only get to have access to that. Our close friends group is our close friends, our BFFs. We want to be your best friend. You want to be best friends? Right? Let's be best friends. Let's be friends. We'll discuss more about Patreon towards the end of our show. Right now, I want to know something, Jessie. I'm noticing something. Why in the world are you drinking what looks like 2 milkshakes? Did you think I was not going to notice that?
Oh, I hope you didn't notice that.
How can I not notice? Girl, every 2 seconds, I see you drinking your first milkshake on my desk, then carefully reaching back to your desk and drinking another drink. I'm assuming it's a milkshake. I'm not sure. So what is going on?
Well, actually, this is really funny because it's not another milkshake. But in case I get super duper thirsty, I have a milkshake on my right and some good old water on my left. Also, before we move on, wait until talk about your story. I made my milkshake out of whipped cream, double brownie fudge, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and some chocolate milk. And this milkshake is bussin'.
That sounds like a lot of bussin' sugar. That's too much sugar, but at least you got some H2O.
Sure, but you drink like 4 cups of coffee a day, so...
Hey. You can't say nothing about coffee. But this isn't just coffee. Can you guess what type of milkshake I'm drinking right now?
There's no way you're drinking a milkshake. I'm pretty sure you're drinking coffee.
I would never drink coffee, one, out of a straw, unless it's iced coffee. That's different. But like hot coffee, nah. This is definitely a milkshake, but it has, it has coffee.
Milkshake with coffee is so disgusting.
It's delicious. It's really good. I didn't mix any ice cream in it. I used my Juan Valdez instant coffee and some almond milk creamer, and I blended it in our blender with ice. What? This is yummy. They need to sell this in the store because I would pay as much as I pay for a Starbucks drink, if not more. This is delicious.
Wait, that was so weird. I was literally about to say that they should make coffee ice cream.
I was just looking at you like, why is your mouth dropping? You looking at me so strange right now. That was such a weird look on your face. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you said something similar.
It's weird. That's just because we're so synced all the time.
I hate coffee so much.
You can't say that. You're talking next to my cup that has some coffee in it. Hello. You're going to hurt its feelings. You'll learn to love it eventually. I mean, when you get older like me.
You need some H2O.
I have a bottle of water in here. Does that count? I mean, it counts. I'm kind of drinking it. Not really. I will eventually. Stop looking at me like that.
You're not going to drink it during this podcast?
Probably not, because I need to be woke for this episode because we're doing things a little different today. Today, I'm not going to be discussing a haunted location. Due to recent events that have happened, particularly in our house, I'm inspired to discuss possession and reincarnation, but not with people, with animals, particularly dogs.
Excuse me? You're talking about my dog.
Well, your dog gave me the idea for this episode, okay?
He may be creepy, but he's cute and he's an amazing boy.
A good boy, he is. He is a very good boy, but that good boy watches me 24/7 and his stare is so human-like. It's creepy, Jess.
But it's funny.
Not funny when every 2 seconds I turn around and I see him looking at me. Like every 2 seconds, wherever I go in the house, he's like, boom, I'm here. It's scary.
Yeah, remember that one time? So basically he was trying to look at the window, right? And he jumped on top, we have a little window sled. And he jumped on it with his paws and he was looking at the window like he was trying to get something.
I mean, who knows what he was looking at? He's always looking somewhere in the house, if not at me, in the corner, barking, acting just really strange.
In case anyone is wondering what we're talking about my dog, Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. Gosh, I love Cooper, but he is a different type of dog. I've never experienced this before. Cooper is a 6-year-old Yorkie. He was gifted to us by a friend. He's a great dog. I love him. No regrets on getting him. He's just a little creepy, I even asked your dad, Jesse, is it just me or the dog is creepy? Your dad, who's a very serious person and doesn't really believe in anything paranormal, your dad was like, yes, that dog is very creepy. He even gets creeped out because the dog watches him religiously. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the weird thing Cooper does, sometimes he has a human stare and he'll stare at me with the side eye and I'm like, Cooper, you need to stop. That's creepy. And then also another time, he watches us every time we go to the bathroom. And then we have a gate because when we leave the house, he's loose, but we have a gate there. And he uses his paw. He opens the gate with his paw. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's not just the gate though. When I'm in the bathroom and I have the door shut, Cooper opens it. I still can't figure out how he does it. It's very scary. I'm just sitting there on the toilet and his little self just goes, hello, and he just pops in with the door being closed. The dog is weird, Jess.
And then he takes down, I have a towel basket where I put my dirty towels in. So every time I bathe him, after I bathe him, we gave him a towel, and he literally takes down my towel basket, and he lays on it.
He does funny stuff, but that's more dog stuff. The other stuff is just stranger, like the opening of the doors. He makes human noises. He doesn't sound like a dog when he barks. He sounds like a woman screaming, even though he's a boy dog. It's quite funny. Me and my husband, we make fun of him. And there's something really weird that happened. I was talking with one of my friends one day. She came over and we were just hanging out in the kitchen and Cooper was there and she met Cooper for the first time. I don't know if I told you this one, Jesse, because you were in school. So she was telling me how she thought Cooper was an old soul trapped in a dog's body, just joking around. So I looked at Cooper, who was wagging his tail at me, and I was like, Cooper, Are you an old soul trapped inside a dog's body? Jess, Cooper stopped wagging his tail. His tail went down. He got really serious, and the way he looked at me literally sent shivers down my spine. And my friend was like, OMG, what is wrong with your dog? It was so scary.
No, you told that one to me before, but I don't care. Whatever he is, he's still my dog, and he literally, every time, remember when you tried to hug me? He barked at you.
Well, what's really weird is that when we got Cooper, keep in mind, Cooper wasn't his name. I'm not going to say what his name was. It was nothing bad. It just, for some reason, saying it out loud creeps me out. I don't know why that is. But he always, from day one, responded to Cooper, which is really, really strange. He should not have responded to another name after 6 years being called his real name. He responded to it like he knew it, and it's never changed. And he also acted like he knew you his whole life. He instantly bonded to you, which is amazing. But at the same time, it is strange. It's just different. We've grown up with dogs, especially me. I've had dogs my whole life. I've never seen a dog act like this.
Maybe he's a different dog that died.
He could be. I mean, that's some of the things that we are actually going to be talking about today on this podcast. I'll post some videos and photos of Cooper on all our socials so all of you out there can see what we're talking about. Please let us know what you think of our fur baby. He's as cute as Button now. Did I just say butt? I meant to say Button. He's as cute as a button. But is he really just a dog? Or is he a dog with a human soul trapped inside his furry little body?
I think all of the above. I still love him and he protects me.
That's all that matters. We've all seen dogs barking at an open space. Or how about a cat hissing at nothing? Sometimes it seems like pets can see things we can't. Legend has it that animals can ward off evil spirits, keeping you and your home safe from dark entities. But what if your animal wasn't warding off evil spirits? What if they were the evil spirit? Hold on to your furry babies. It's about to get spooky. Even in biblical teachings, evil spirits have infected animals. In the Bible, Mark chapter 5, verse 1 through 20 discusses how a demon was allowed to enter a herd of swine. A priest by the name of Father Gabriel Amorth was quoted in the Woman of Grace blog stating that the phenomena is extremely rare, but possible. In his book, an exorcist tells his story. He writes about an inexperienced exorcist who ordered a demon to enter a farmer's family pig. Father Amorth wrote, "The animal became savage and attacked the farmer's wife. Needless to say, the pig was immediately killed." Animals can and have been used by demons and their human partners to harass people. The good news is that even though the infestation of animals is possible, so is deliverance. Different religions have different rituals to take out an infestation of both people and animals. It's also interesting to note that exorcism has been performed on houses, animals, people, and things from as far back as the 1st century.
Whoa. That's a long time ago. Like the time you were born.
Hey, baby. Oh, Jesse. Oh, man. So you're roasting me now. You're roasting me on the pod. Okay, I see how it is.
Wait, how do you know what roast means? That's only for
I am not that old, okay? I am not that old.
19!
19! Don't start with me. Do not start with me. Don't start with me. I'll kick you out of the pod lab.
Okay, no podcast for us today.
I think everybody would be really sad. I know I would be sad. What I'm sad right now is just looking at you, you shaking your head. Do not mention my age on this podcast, Jesse. Do not. What if an animal is not possessed by an evil spirit? What if it's just a person who is reincarnated as an animal?
That would explain Cooper. He's not evil. He's the best fur baby in the world. He's just like really human. His eyes look like human eyes.
Cooper's eyes really do look like a human's. It's still creepy, Jesse. He's a really good dog, but he's just creepy. I still love him. A lot.
Okay, maybe in the episode when we keep talking about Cooper, I might say Coopies because I call him Coopy sometimes, but it's still Cooper. It's not a different dog. Anyway.
Should call him Creepies. My dog is creepy.
Coopies is my baby. You cannot talk about him like that.
Okay. I bet you we're going to open this door in a little bit when we're done and he's going to be sitting right there with the stare. I am going to start screaming if that happens.
Should I open it right now?
No, do not. Please. I do not want to get more creeped out. I'm already creeped out as it is. In some religions, a person can be reincarnated by an animal. In Hinduism, a person who has not achieved union with Brahman will be reborn in another body, including as an animal, until they do. For those of you who don't know what Brahman is, it's a Hindu belief that states Brahman connotes the highest universal principle, the ultimate reality of the universe. In Buddhism, a person can be reborn as an animal, but there are other possible forms of rebirth, including gods, demigods, humans, hungry ghosts, and hell creatures. In most reincarnation beliefs, a human soul is immortal and continues its existence after the body dies by transforming it into a new baby or animal. For many people, the idea that a loved pet could come back in the form of something or someone else and vice versa, it can be comforting. Your belief is your own. Your truth is your own. Whatever you believe in, believe it, as long as it brings you comfort and happiness. So, the next time you see your fur baby acting strange, ask yourself this: reincarnation or possession?
So how can you tell if an animal is possessed or just a human soul reincarnated?
According to research I found online, Jesse, there are a lot of ways to tell if your animal is really possessed. Studies that I read suggest that if a dark entity such as a demon attempts to infest a human body and cannot, it will get a hold of whatever pets are in that household. That can affect also the pet's physical and mental well-being. Your animal or whoever's animal will start acting unpredictably or even violently, which is really scary. Now, I want to make one thing very, very clear. The concepts of animals being possessed by demons is a belief found in some religions and cultural traditions. However, from a scientific and rational perspective, there is no solid evidence to support the idea of animals being possessed by supernatural entities. Manifestations of unusual behavior in animals are typically attributed to natural causes such as illnesses, injury, environmental factors, or even instinctual behavior. It's important to approach such beliefs with cultural sensitivity and respect for diversity. If any of you who are listening to this episode have specific concerns about animal behavior, it's best to consult with a veterinarian or animal behavior specialist for a scientific assessment.
I believe my dog Cooper is just an old soul.
And it's completely possible, Jesse. He can be an old human soul brought back as your beloved fur baby. There's a lot of factors that you have to look at when it comes to Cooper. One, he's 6 years old, like I told you before. And for 6 years of his life, he was with a completely different family with a completely different name. So again, just like I said earlier, you have a dog that's that old and has never been called that name, yet he responds to it.
Yeah, I really love Cooper so much. I don't care if he's an old soul, he snuggles with me every night. Now, are you ready for my story?
I'm ready.
My research for this podcast this week was also inspired by my dog Cooper.
Wait. No. I don't believe you. No, we did not talk about what I was doing. And there's no way it could be inspired, but I don't believe you. How? Did you see my notes?
Definitely not.
Jesse, we can't keep on doing this. We always end up doing this.
I don't know. Doing telepathy. Today, I'm going to be discussing if animals can really see ghosts. At the end of my discussion, you will either believe more in the paranormal or question everything.
I love hearing things that make me think and question my judgment and logic. Bring it, girl.
That's what I'm here for.
I think it's crazy, though, that we have similar Tacos. I think
Topics.
I think it's crazy that we have similar topics on what we're discussing today. We are so on a true psychic link with each other.
Topics. Taco shoes.
What?
You said topics. Talk. Tacos. Short for talk. Taco flip-flops. Because you said for topic, you said topics by accident. Talk, which is short for tacos. And then you said kicks. Taco shoes.
Okay, you really need to stop drinking that milkshake because you've had so much sugar.
Don't be mad at me, but I actually had 3 milkshakes today.
Okay, no. I'm taking this away. This is too much.
Oh, get it back!
No, girl. Put it down. Put it down.
Well, now let's continue on with my story. Is your dog staring and barking at nothing? Does it make you wonder if your fur baby is seeing ghosts? Or is there some other explanation? Legend has it, while most humans don't see ghosts, dogs and cats often spot them. Dogs, like other animals, have different sensory perceptions and can react to stimuli that humans might not detect, such as certain sounds or smells. Despite the fact that there is no scientific proof that dogs can see ghosts, so much of animal behavior is uncertain, and the possibilities of a dog sensing something a human can't is not out of the question.
Dogs and cats have great hearing and even better eyesight than us, that I'm sure of. They hear things all the time from really, really far away that we can't hear. They're like superheroes.
Not superheroes, but you're absolutely right. Sometimes unusual dog behavior that appears to be a reaction to something unseen can simply be changes in the environment, their own instincts, or other factors. Humans and dogs share the same 5 senses: sight, touch, hearing, taste, and smell. But dogs are amazing creatures, and there's plenty they can do that humans aren't capable of.
How so?
Well, dogs can see better in low light conditions than we can. Not only that, but dogs and cats hear higher frequencies than we can. Many dogs have keen senses and can even sniff out cancer or predict when a seizure is about to happen.
I've seen documentaries on that, exactly what you're talking about. I remember watching something that was on TV regarding a Labradoodle that was able to detect when his owner had a seizure coming. So every time the dog could sense his owner having a seizure, or about to have a seizure, I should say, the dog would take the owner by like his sleeve or like shirt and pull him down until he was safely on the floor or couch. So that way, when he had the seizure, he wouldn't fall and hurt himself. It was really amazing to witness that.
Yeah, I remember this one time I saw a YouTube short because I'm always watching YouTube, and there was this lady, I think it was a husky, and every time the lady was about to faint, the husky would get medication, water, like he would get all that stuff, jump on the counter and stuff. It was like really cool. Like dogs are amazing. But now the question is, can dogs really see ghosts? As we just discussed, dogs have super senses.
Now, if ghosts are real, and for me, that's a big if. I believe, though, that dogs can see them if they were real.
I'm surprised you're still a skeptic after all this time.
How can I not be? It's me. Hello. There's still so much about the unknown that we just don't know. That's why it's called the unknown.
We've been doing this podcast for a while now, and we've been on plenty of ghost hunts. You and I have both seen, felt, and heard things we can't explain.
Well, until I can explain it, I will continue to say I'm a skeptic. However, I am an open-minded skeptic. I just need more proof. That's why we do the investigations that we do, Jesse.
So why do you believe dogs can see ghosts?
Growing up, I've owned a lot of dogs. I've seen a lot of strange behavior coming from some of the dogs. As you know, and I'm sure everyone out there also knows, I'm a very logical person, but I'm also very open-minded. There are certain things that I just can't explain or understand or even put logic in it, you know? Way before you were born, Jesse, when your oldest brother was really little, there was something strange that happened. We used to live in this house on Cedar Lane. I always say it's the house on Cedar Lane.
Yeah, I remember you telling that story when we were interviewed on Paranormal Perception with Henry.
Yes, it's that story that I told on there. For those of you out there who have yet to hear me and Jesse's story, please go check out Paranormal Perception. Our interview aired on September 13th, 2024, which is a spooky day. Friday the 13th.
I love that it aired on that day. It's so cool.
Part of my story I mentioned was about a dog we had at the time while living in the house on Cedar Lane. This dog's name was Shadow. One night I called my grandmother over to help me with my son, who was just a baby. While I was in my bedroom with my son, my grandmother went to go get a bottle for him. She started screaming from the living room. And our dog Shadow was also barking and growling really aggressively. I came running to see what was wrong. When I came, my grandmother was just staring at our black pleather couch, and Shadow was also growling and barking continuously at that same couch. With leather or pleather, so to speak, pleather's like the fake version of leather. Those couches tend to sink in really deep when someone sits on them. So embedded in my couch, in the seat cushions of that couch, was a large butt print. A large butt print. Can you imagine seeing a large butt print with no one there? It looked like a really heavy person was sitting on that couch. There was just no one there. That was the only problem with that. So as we stared in disbelief, that same seat cushion, it began to rise, as if whatever was sitting there stood up. When that happened, our dog started to panic and she walked backwards while still continuing to bark. It seemed like whatever was sitting on that couch was moving towards her and towards us. There are many incidences in that home with other pets, along with our dog Shadow, that led me to believe they were encountering something we didn't understand at the time. Again, I'm a logical person, but all the incidences, like those and many more, really made me question any form of logic, especially in that house, because that house, I must say, was terribly haunted. That house was so haunted, it's the one place I wouldn't go back to, not even for an investigation. And I'm not scared of anything, but that house, I'm just scared I'm going to get hitchhikers to follow me home. So I'm not going to get into detail on things that I seen growing up, felt, or heard. That's a whole conversation for another episode that we will probably do in the future. I've learned that there are things out there we can't explain, obviously. However, I'm the type of person, if I'm still uncertain of what it is, whatever it is, okay, it will remain to me the unknown until I can find solid proof that it's something more. But do dogs see ghosts? My mind is leaning towards yes on that one, just from my own experience.
Well, hopefully at the end of this episode, you'll have a better understanding with dogs seeing ghosts.
I hope so.
Now let me explain the history of dogs and the paranormal. Dogs have been linked to the supernatural for thousands of years. In ancient Egypt, there was a story of a jackal head dog named Anubis, who was said to be the protector of souls in the afterlife. And there's a similar story in the Celtic mythology. These myths of ancient civilizations give us evidence that this conversation has been one that is as old as mankind.
I had no idea that it went back that far.
There are a bunch of theories that attempt to explain all the questions regarding how dogs respond to the paranormal activity. A popular theory is that dogs are sensitive to energy fields and are attuned to any changes or fluctuations in these energy fields. This theory could make sense, with the high number of reports of dogs behaving oddly in locations that are said to be haunted. The stories of dogs behaving strangely and sensing spirits are shared across the internet. Some describe their dogs barking at empty rooms, refusing to enter certain areas, and others describe dogs following an unseen presence. Mom, did you know that several famous hauntings involve dogs?
No, I had no idea.
The Amityville Horror Story includes the accounts of the family's dog reacting violently to unseen entities. The same thing with Myrtle's Plantation. The Myrtle Plantation is one of America's most haunted homes. Visitors have reported dogs barking at seemingly empty spaces. These stories contribute to the belief that dogs can sense the supernatural.
You just mentioned 2 places I want to cover in the future, by the way. You know, whether we're podcasting about it or going ghost hunting, or maybe just both. It sounds really fun and interesting. I've heard of those 2 stories, especially Amityville. Amityville haunting, I really want to cover.
I've never heard of the Myrtle Plantation, but I've heard of the Amityville Horror. I definitely want to cover the Amityville Horror.
Okay. All right, bet. Bet. I said bet again, because I know you got on me last time. We will definitely start researching the Amityville Horror after we do this episode. How about we get some popcorn, no more ice cream for you, some popcorn, maybe a juicy box. I might let you get a juice box. I might have one with you, fruit punch.
For real?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it brings. I really want to investigate the Amityville Horror, and I don't even know if they're still allowing people to go in that house, but I think that would be a great case to cover.
Didn't they do movies there?
They did movies about the place. I don't know if they used a real location. I will have to research that quite a bit.
Sounds like a plan. As most of you already know, my mom and I are not just podcasters, we're also paranormal investigators.
That's right, we are.
The role of dog behavior in paranormal investigation can be very helpful. We've spoken to other investigators who have used pets during an investigation, which is really cool.
Well, personally, I gotta disagree with you, Jessie. I don't feel like that's safe for our pets, and I wouldn't do it.
I would never want to take our pets to spooky locations we went to. Not everyone feels that way. Since dogs have extra sensitive senses, a lot of paranormal investigators have used dogs or cats in the past. For those of you who love the paranormal, like us, a dog's unusual behavior could serve as indicators of paranormal activity. That's why paranormal investigation teams often rely on dogs in their searches. There's no doubt that dogs are highly attuned to their environment. As I discussed earlier, dogs can sense illnesses. That's what makes me believe that dogs do have a sixth sense. I believe that a dog's unusual behavior can always be explained. I also believe that dogs have the ability to see entities not of this world.
Unless they are that entity like I discussed before, Jessie.
Then it's time to see a priest.
I think I'd be the first to call one if that were the case. I might have to do that with Cooper.
I can make a solid argument from both point of views. That's why I still haven't decided what is the truth. Skeptics argue that dog behavior can be explained by natural causes. Things like environmental factors, unfamiliar sounds, or even their own reflection.
I agree that environment plays a big role with dogs when they start acting strange. While all these explanations are plausible, they don't entirely dismiss the possibility that dogs might have a sixth sense, so to speak, something beyond our understanding.
Exactly! I feel like we're always playing both sides.
That's what happens when 2 open-minded skeptics start a podcast. It's true, right?
So all of you listening out there, if your dog is exhibiting unusual behavior, don't panic. And don't jump to any conclusions. Rule out any medical issues first. Consult your dog's doctor if your dog displays any persistent signs of distress. If you're open to the idea of the paranormal, consider documenting to your dog's reactions and looking for patterns. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, paying attention to your dog's behavior can provide valuable insights. Can your dog see ghosts? The truth is out there. We'll let you decide.
I think we need to start documenting Cooper's behavior. You need to keep a journal or something. Do something, Jessie.
Yeah, we should get like a notebook with the Yorkie's face on it.
It sounds like a plan. I'm going to go to Amazon right after this. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have a paranormal story that you want to share, or if you know of a paranormal location that you would like to hear discussed on our show, write into milkshakesghost@gmail.com. Please let us know at the beginning of your email if you would like to remain anonymous.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon for free moot.
For free mooch? Jesse, what's mooch? I think we've been in this pod too long for free mooch. What is mooch? All right, we're going to give everybody free mooch as soon as I know what free mooch is.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon page for free merch.
Merch. Not mooch. Yeah, so every month, as we told you earlier in this podcast, we'll have Patreon of the month. Maybe that'll be you. You'll be featured on all our socials and added to our close friends list. Patreon allows you to see behind the scenes footage of our everyday lives, all of our mistakes on this podcast, because God knows we make a lot. Right, Jesse?
Yeah.
We make a whole lot of mistakes and no one can see us because it's usually edited out. But on Patreon, what's really cool is you not only get to hear our show, you get to see our show, and that is only available on Patreon. So check out Patreon. You won't be able to see this anywhere else. You won't be able to get free merch anywhere else. You won't be able to get free mooch anywhere else. I'll call it mooch from now on. Oh my goodness.
No.
You can find our Patreon page at patreon.com/milkshakes and ghost. We're also on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and as you know, YouTube. So make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Punch that subscribe button in the face. You definitely want to check out our YouTube channel. We travel to all the haunted locations we discuss on our podcast. We've caught amazing footage and audio of the unknown. Our YouTube handle is at Milkshakes Ghost.
I will link all our socials in the show notes.
Keep drinking milkshakes
and keep being spooky.
Spooky season.